Hey folks, hope you're doing good today. Got some death metal to check out today. Some very nice stuff by the sounds of things. We had some great brutal death last week as well. If you missed that, guys, check it out. Some dope bands. Anyway, this band's called Monochromatic Black. They've been doing well on this one. It's got 35,000 views. This track's called Abaddon. It's brand new from September. Let's check it out. Oh yeah. Super loud, super wide. Super fat mix. Yeah, dope sound.
I never wanted this. I never knew how bad this would get. Unwanted creation. Take my guiding hand. Take my guiding hand with you. Take my guiding hand. I will lead you to the moon. Your thrill.
Sick bass tone in the mix. See him doing his tap in. Yeah, done. These guys have got a great mix. Super loud, super wide, super punchy, heavy as hell. Loving it. Breaking it down. Big weighty drums. Yeah. That bass cuts through the mix really nice. Yeah, these guys have got some nice edges to it, mixing it up. Yeah, that bass has a real grizzle to the mix. Guitars are quite fuzzy. The bass has got a real grizzle and grime to it. Sounds great. Super heavy vocal. Sick drumming as well. Here we go. Blazing. Sick. Love this band straight off the bat. And there you go. I was going to mention Ginger, and she's right there in the bottom corner. Just shows you the women, they can kick the guy's ass when it comes to doing gutturals as well, because she was as deep and as low and as powerful as you want to go with gutturals. Still had a nice fry and shout in there as well. And some great singy vocals. So yeah, she could run the whole gambit with the vocals. Very, very nice. But I thought everything was sick about this band, particularly the mix. Straight out the gates, as wide as you can go, as loud as you can go, as punchy as you can go. Absolutely blew my head off from the second that we started the track, and I just friggin' love that. I just think mixes like that, just especially when it's death and heavy, real heavy music, you want to get your head blown off by the music. You don't want any head space or any kind of stereo space left unfilled. You want it to be an absolute wall of sound, and that's what this mix was to the max. You couldn't have pushed it any harder. Love it. But everyone in the band was ripping. The guitarists were ripping. The bassist was ripping, tapping away at a sick tone in the mix. Drummer was killing it as well, and the drums really punched out the mix. Even on the blast beats, every snare hit, you could really kind of get a punch out of it. Just sounded great. I thought these guys are kicking it. So yeah, no wonder they got 35,000 views. Very, very nice. Now, this next band up is called Demonical, and their track is called My Kingdom Done. So let's check this one out. These guys aren't quite as wide, but they're still nice and wide, so very nice. Thrashing. Oh, I'll mention it again, we're seeing a lot of solar guitars nowadays taking over the scene. This Kiesel for a few years. Everyone was rocking the Kiesel, but yeah, seen a lot of solar guitars. They sound good. Yeah, thrashiness, metalness to these guys as well. Good energy. Nice weighty drums again. Now we can't hear the bass grinding away quite as nicely in this mix, but it's got a fat low end. You can see that on the waveform. It's just got a big ass bump. Yeah, good guitar tone. Yeah. Nice cymbal sounds.
Shadows of the
time he does a roll down those toms, just sounds dope. Yeah, nice metalness to these guys as well. They've got a few edges going on. Metal, thrash, death. I think there's a kind of a bit of a blackened edge in there as well. So yeah, very nice. Yeah, dope. Another great mix. Loud, punchy. Not quite as wide as it'll go, but still nice and wide. So it's still you get that wall of sound vibe from it. Totally fills your ears with sound, especially when you got these headphones on. So yeah, dope. Thrashing about though, these guys. More kind of mids and high ends in the guitar tone, but still a nice thickness to it. It's not a deep thickness in this guitar tone. It's more of a mids thickness, but still nice and thick. Fills it out. And still had a fat bass tone. The bass tone just didn't have that kind of grizzle and grind, the mids to it itself. And that's probably because the guitars were really filling that space of the mix in this one. It's a slightly different guitar tone that filled that area more so. But yeah, these guys had a great sound as well. Very, very nice. I think we've been checking out some really great death bands on the show lately. In probably the last 4 or 5 years, I've been getting into death more and more. I think the modern mix just makes it sound great, really punchy and loud. And I think the bands that we've been having on the show have been just proving that, every single time we have them on, because they just blow your head off. Love it. This last band we're going to check out is called Indomitable, and the track is called Phalanges Like Wilted Trees. It's featuring Ethan Carpenter, so let's check them out. Yeah. Bit more of a classic sound, and you can see why that is. If you have a look down at the stereo there, you'll see these guys aren't half as wide as the last band, nowhere near as wide as the first band. Because of that, the sound comes across your ear in a different way. It doesn't have that wall of sound feel to it. It has more of a direct feel to it. It's like the sound's coming from a direction in front of you. So yeah, gives it a more of a classic edge, because it was the classic mixes that were more kind of mixed in this way. They weren't super wide as you can go. That's more of a modern thing. But yeah, it sounds great. Gives it that classic edge in the sound. Some high fries in this band. Working his throat out. Really pushing it to the back of his throat. Lots of nasalness in this style as well. Nice drum sound. Now we can hear the bass grinding away in this one as well. So even though it's not super wide, not super panned out as far as it will go, you can still hear all the elements of the band nicely. Everyone's still got their place within the mix. Yeah, lots of vocals in this one. Yeah. Some crazy vocals in this one. Nice. Let's say a bit more of a classic sound because of the way that one was mixed, the guitar tones as well and stuff like that. But yeah, if you want to, just to say about that mix, if you want to sound nice and modern, spread your mix out nice and wide, make it super loud and punchy. But if you want to have a more of a classic sound, and more of a kind of just a classic sound really is what it is. You pull the pan in a bit more because the old mixes weren't super wide. They weren't as wide as it would go. The industry standards weren't, allowing for that. It's only people messing about on their own really that have kind of found out about that and are pushing everything to the limits. Whereas back in the day, when you went to an official studio, and there were only so many guys in the world who had the ability to record a band, especially heavy bands and all stuff like this, they stuck to the rules. They had kind of had their methods and stuck to the rules. So you didn't get mixes like we had in that first band back in the day because the equipment really didn't work in the same way, and they just follow the rules a bit more. But nowadays, where we've got, anyone can have a go at their own mix nowadays. All you got to do is buy a DAW, have a guitar and a microphone, and you're good to go. You're pretty much a one-man band. That's what I am. And people like me and anyone else who's done it, we don't know what we're doing in the mix really, and we just push all the knobs, push all the dials, crank everything to max, and then go, hang on, this sounds really loud and really heavy, sounds dope, sounds like a mix I haven't really heard before, and we're breaking all the rules, and actually it sounds very, very dope, I think, especially in certain types of music, particularly the heavy music, the pumping music, the real loud and punchy music. It just makes those mixes kick you in the face, kick you in the ears even harder. So it's just dope. So yeah, I think we've had some really cool bands on today with different mixes, starting out super wide, super loud to the max, then a bit less than that, and then a bit less than that again. So we've had 3 different types of mixes in terms of the loudness and how far out they're panned. And that gives you an idea of how it comes across the ear differently, and how that sound can kind of be an absolute wall of sound or more of a direct line of sound and give it that classic tone because it's more in line with the classic mixes. So there you go. I think we've had a good day today. Hope you've enjoyed it, guys. See you around. Bye.